Next theorem. Let Tn be a bounded sequence. Let Tn be a bounded sequence, that is, there exist capital M such that modulus of Tn is less than or equal to M for all n, and let Sn be a sequence such that limit of Sn is equal to 0, then limit of Sn Tn is equal to 0. Proof. Let Tn is a bounded sequence. When I am saying it is a bounded sequence, means there exists a real number capital M such that modulus of Tn is less than or equal to M for all n. Means each and every term, their modulus is less than or equal to M. Let Sn be another sequence which converges to 0, then limit of Sn into Tn is 0. So first let Tn be a bounded sequence. Tn be a bounded sequence. That is, there exists a capital M such that modulus of Tn is less than or equal to capital M for all n. Equation number 1. This is given in the statement. Given that limit of the sequence Sn is equal to 0. That is, for each epsilon greater than 0, I am writing the definition. For each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a capital N such that small n greater than capital N implies modulus of Sn minus 0 is less than epsilon. Since this definition satisfies for each epsilon, I can take epsilon by capital M. If I take epsilon by capital N, then it also satisfies because it satisfies for each epsilon. In place of epsilon, if I take epsilon by M, then also it satisfies. Clearly from the definition, we will get that capital M is greater than 0. Since capital M is non-negative and greater than 0, I can take here, because capital M is not equal to 0, therefore this one becomes a positive. This implies modulus of Sn is less than epsilon by capital M for small n greater than capital N. Equation number 2. Equation number 2. Now what we have to prove? Consider that one. Now for small n greater than capital N, consider modulus of Sn Tn minus 0. If I show this one is less than epsilon, then I can say that limit of Sn Tn is 0. Now this one can be written as modulus of Sn Tn, which is equal to modulus of AB can be written as modulus of A into modulus of B. From equation number 1, we got modulus of Tn is less than or equal to M. So here I can write modulus of that value, what we got just now, is less than or equal to modulus of Sn into M, less than or equal to, by equation number 1. Now by equation number 2, we got modulus of Sn is less than epsilon by M, and this one is M. M get cancelled, we will get epsilon. Therefore for small n greater than capital N implies modulus of Sn Tn minus 0 is less than epsilon. Therefore, limit of Sn Tn is equal to 0. This one only we have to prove. Now next theorem. Consider three sequences. Consider three sequences An, Bn and Cn such that in place of Cn let us take Sn. Consider three sequences An, Bn and Sn such that An is less than or equal to Sn is less than or equal to Bn for all n. And limit of An is equal to limit of Bn is equal to S, then limit of Sn is equal to S. This is called the quasi-lemma or sandwich theorem. Sandwich theorem. Proof. Let epsilon greater than 0 be given. Given that limit of An is equal to S is equal to S, then there exists capital N1 such that for small n greater than capital N1 implies modulus of An minus S is less than epsilon. Just I wrote the definition. Limit of An is equal to S means that is for each epsilon greater than 0 there exists a capital N1 such that for small n greater than capital N1 implies modulus of An minus S is less than epsilon. That is, this implies for small n greater than capital N1 implies modulus of An minus S is less than epsilon. This implies for small n greater than capital N1 implies, now I am going to remove the modulus symbol, I will get minus epsilon less than An minus S less than epsilon. This implies for small n greater than capital N1 implies, adding S to this inequality we will get S minus epsilon is less than An is less than S plus epsilon. Let us take this one as equation number 1. Given that limit of Bn is also equal to S, then there exists capital N2 such that for small n greater than capital N2 implies modulus of Bn minus S is less than epsilon. Bn minus S is less than epsilon. This implies for small n greater than capital N2 implies modulus of Bn minus S is less than epsilon. This implies for n greater than capital N2 implies, Now I am going to remove the modulus symbol. I will get minus epsilon less than Bn minus S less than epsilon. This implies for n greater than capital N2 implies adding S to the inequality, S minus epsilon less than Bn less than S plus epsilon. Equation number 2. Equation number 2. Let capital N is equal to maximum of, here what I got N1 and here what I got N2. Maximum of N1 comma N2. If I take capital N is the maximum of N1 and N2, then for small n greater than capital N implies now when I am taking small n greater than capital N, what is capital N? Capital N is the maximum of these two. Which is the maximum? I don't know. If N1 is the maximum, then N2 is less than or equal to N1. If N is greater than maximum, then N is greater than both N1 and N2. If N is greater than both N1 and N2, if N is greater than N1, it will satisfy this one. If N is greater than N2, it will satisfy this one. If N is greater than both, then it will satisfy both equation number 1 and N2. Therefore, for all those N's which are greater than the maximum, we will get S minus epsilon less than An less than S plus epsilon and S minus epsilon less than Bn less than S plus epsilon by 1 and 2. And this one we will take as equation number 3 and this one we will take as equation number 4. In the statement clearly given that An is less than or equal to Sn, Sn is less than or equal to Bn for all n. Equation number 5. Equation number 5. Now for small n greater than capital N, consider from equation number, I can say 3, we get, I am taking here the left inequality first. What you will get? I will get that S minus epsilon is less than An. Less than An. Now from equation number 5, An is less than or equal to Sn. Equation number 5, An is less than or equal to Sn and Sn is less than or equal to Bn by equation number 5. Now again from equation number 4, Bn is strictly less than S plus epsilon. Bn is strictly less than S plus epsilon by equation number 4. Therefore, for n greater than capital N, what we got implies S minus epsilon is strictly less than Sn. Sn is strictly less than S plus epsilon. This one is strictly less than Sn. Sn is strictly less than this one. This one I can write as minus epsilon less than Sn minus S less than epsilon. This one I can write as modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon. Therefore, for small n greater than capital N implies modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon. From the definition, it is clear that limit of Sn is equal to S. This one only we have to prove. This statement is said to be a sandwich theorem. Sandwich theorem means if there are three sequences An, Bn and Sn, first term of this sequence lies between first term of these two sequences means a1 less than or equal to s1 less than or equal to b1. Second term similarly a2 less than or equal to s2, s2 is less than or equal to b2, a3 less than or equal to so on. Means all the term of this sequence lies between term of these two sequences. If this sequence and this sequence converging to the same limit, then is there any sequence between these two sequences, then that sequence also converges to the same limit. If all the terms of a sequence Sn lies between two sequences where both the sequence converge to the same limit, then this sequence also converges to the same limit. This is the sandwich theorem. The name sandwich itself says that there are upper layer and lower layer as a bread, and between two layers of bread there are some stuff of vegetables, whatever it may be. When you are biting that sandwich, means you are biting the lower level of a bread and upper level of a bread. When you are eating it, simultaneously the whatever the between stuff is there between the two layers of a bread, you are eating that one also. That's the same thing. When this limit and sequence of this limit both converges to the same limit, then whatever the sequence is there between these two, that one also goes to the same limit. This is the sandwich theorem. Now let us discuss the next theorem. Next theorem. Suppose Sn and Tn are sequences such that modulus of Sn is less than or equal to Tn for all n, and limit of Tn is equal to 0, then limit of Sn is also equal to 0. Proof. Proof is very easy. Given that limit of Tn is equal to 0, that is, I am going to use the definition of a limit of a sequence. That is, for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists capital N such that small n greater than capital N implies modulus of Tn minus 0 is less than epsilon. Modulus of Tn minus 0 is less than epsilon. Tn minus 0 can be written as Tn. So this one I can write as, this implies for n greater than capital N implies modulus of Tn is less than epsilon. This implies for small n greater than capital N implies, if I remove the modulus, I will get minus epsilon less than Tn, Tn is less than epsilon. This implies for n greater than capital N implies, now I am going to multiply the minus to this inequality. If I multiply negative on both sides, inequality changes, less than become greater, greater become less. I am going to multiply minus into minus epsilon, less than becomes greater, minus Tn, greater, minus epsilon. This implies for n greater than capital N implies minus into minus is epsilon greater than minus Tn greater than minus epsilon. This implies for n greater than capital N implies, I am writing in a proper way, minus epsilon less than minus Tn less than epsilon. This implies for n greater than capital N implies Now I am going to write this inequality as modulus of minus Tn is less than epsilon. Therefore, limit of minus Tn is equal to 0. Given that modulus of Sn is less than or equal to Tn for all n. If I remove the modulus symbol, I will get minus Tn is less than or equal to Sn. Sn is less than or equal to Tn for all n. Equation number 1. Also we have limit of minus Tn is equal to 0, which is equal to limit of Tn. Therefore, now I can use the sandwich theorem. That is, these are the two sequences which converge to the same limit, and Sn is the sequence lies between these two sequences. Then this sequence also converges to the same limit. Then by squeeze theorem we have limit of Sn is equal to this one only we have to prove. Now next, a problem. Let Sn be a sequence in R. Let Sn be a sequence in R. First one, prove limit of Sn is equal to 0 if and only if limit of modulus of Sn is equal to 0. Second one, observe that if Sn is equal to minus 1 to the power of n, then limit of modulus of Sn exists, but limit of Sn does not exist. Solution. First one, let epsilon greater than 0 be given. Given that, no, not given, let limit of Sn is equal to 0. Then from the definition I can write that if and only if for each epsilon there exists a capital N such that small n greater than capital N implies modulus of Sn minus 0 is less than epsilon. If and only if there exists capital N such that small n greater than capital N implies, this one I can write as modulus of Sn is less than epsilon. If and only if all these things are same, since modulus of Sn is positive, because every modulus is never negative. So this one if I again write a modulus, again I will get the same thing, because modulus of a modulus we will get modulus of Sn, which is less than epsilon. If and only if, again all these things same, this one I can write it modulus of Sn minus 0 is less than epsilon. If and only if, again that is there exists capital N such that n greater than capital N implies modulus of Sn minus 0 is less than epsilon. From the definition, limit of modulus of Sn is equal to 0. This is the first part of the problem. Now second one, let Sn is equal to minus 1 to the power of n. Then what is the modulus of Sn? That is modulus of minus 1 to the power of n. Whatever it may be n, if n is odd natural number, it will become minus 1. Modulus of minus 1 will be 1. If n is even, minus 1 to the power of even is again 1. Modulus of 1 is 1. In any case, we are going to get modulus of Sn is equal to 1. Now let epsilon greater than 0 and I am going to take S as 1. Consider modulus of Sn minus S, which is equal to modulus of Sn we got 1 minus, as we took S is equal to 1. Here if you want you can take modulus of Sn minus 1 to the power of n. This one I can write as modulus of 1 minus 1 for all n. For all n. 1 minus 1 is modulus of 0, which is equal to 0. 0 is less than epsilon. Therefore, what we got? Modulus of Sn minus S is less than epsilon for all n. For all n. This implies limit of modulus of Sn is equal to S. Is equal to S. Therefore, limit of a sequence exists. This implies limit of modulus of Sn exists. Limit of modulus of Sn exists. But limit of Sn is minus 1 to the power of n, does not exist. How I am saying this is does not exist? Just refer your notes. Already we have proved limit of minus 1 to the power of n limit does not exist. Limit does not exist.